All right. So we had tried a mono black zombies deck that had kind of a devotion sub-theme once prior. And my takeaway from that deck was that the zombie aggressive package with small amount of disruption actually seemed pretty okay. Geralf's Messenger is a very reasonable card. And my thought was, what if we splash the color and focus on the zombie theme? And someone heard that and submitted this white splash. We got Wayward Servant. Whenever a zombie enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. We also have Tidehollow Sculler here, which is a zombie that's also a form of disruption, which is nice. And we've got some Path to Exiles and a couple of other miscellaneous sideboard cards here that are also white. So let's go ahead and dive on into a modern league and see how this goes. Yeah, we'll be on to standard in a little bit, Obi. We're doing 2 Magic Online leagues every morning. So we're rolling into standard sometime between 11 a.m. and noon usually. It's not escape shift day, it's actually a zombie day. Yeah, it's true. We've got a lot of... It is kind of escape shift day for standard. I want to just lead on Cryptbreaker here. Hey, P-Mart, welcome. Hope life's treating you well. Happy Monday. Eldrazi-tron, eh? I could get turn 2 Thoughtseize here and be a little sad. But I think I want to just do this. I guess if I get Chalice, I'm a little bit sad too. I'm just activating the map. Sweet. Let's take a peekaboo at what's going on up here. What you got? All is Dust, Witchmember, Reality Smasher. Is your Twitch Prime used on a different channel, Malurin? Do you have 2-factor authentication enabled on your account? Yeah, all his dust draws us a bunch, so I think I just want to like take the Smasher and attack them. Hey, Tumos, 1 more month to go indeed. Thank you for the 47 months of support. Yeah, it's not you're definitely not subscribed to the channel at the moment. And you can chat because you have mod powers, obviously. Really? You think we beat a 5-5? How do I beat a 5-5? That's kind of more than I have going on, right? Yeah, if opponent gets all his dust, I would lose 4, draw 4, which seems like a fine exchange rate for me. Pauper was really slow and miserable this morning. We won every game we played, and we only played 2 matches in an hour and 40 minutes. We're gonna play the next 2 decks, but it doesn't bode well for the health of Pauper as something we're doing on this channel. I think I just take their Walking Ballista here. I'm gonna go ahead and Gravecrawler. And then I'm gonna Unearth Cryptbreaker, I think. I can draw a card with it and end a turn. Hey, Solaris, thank you for the 10 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. You should go into your settings, Malurin, and you should check and see if your Twitch Prime is used somewhere else. Twitch has had a lot of security issues, and when people break into Twitch accounts, they use the Prime on channels that they want the money to go to. So, if you have an overlapping Twitch password with another website, there's a good chance that website had their data breached, and then someone used that information to break into your Twitch account. I'm told if you contact Twitch support, they will give you your Prime sub back for the month, if that's what happened. But if you go into your settings, it should tell you if your thing is used somewhere. Was that a pretty good draw? Seems like it was a pretty good draw. Quality disruptive elements combined with some aggression here this game. Hey, John, thanks for the 7 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. This is a good reminder for everybody else out there who's watching this. If you have a Twitch account, you should take 30 seconds and go toggle on 2-factor authentication in the settings. The queue time was fine. The games were just long and painful. I finished both matches with like less than 3 minutes on my clock. Path to Exile sounds great. I always have mixed feelings on Fulminator Mage in a matchup like this. I'm not sure if that's really where I want to be, especially on the draw. I think I want to just cut these Colossus and bring in 2 paths. I know Unearth was okay there. It could also just be that I want to cut these and leave these in because of the potential for Chalice of the Void. Hey, Fisherman's Enemy TV. Thank you for the quarter of a year support. I appreciate that. Thanks for sending your Prime bucks back this way again and keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Yeah, let's just try this. It really speaks volumes to how obnoxious Modern is as a format. I was cruising through a thread of people talking about recommendations of fair decks in Modern. And in this thread asking for recommendations of fair Modern decks to play, people had recommended both Eldrazi-tron and and Kiki combo, Kiki Restoration with Vanafear as fair decks people could play. And I'm like, how messed up is this format that those are within our definition of fair for the format? I mean, against Chalice on 1, Disenchant's much better, that's for sure. Fragmentize is about resource efficiency, and we probably don't care about the instant speed of it too fairly often. I think Burn's like, you could probably form the argument that Burn's a fair deck, I think. That one's at least closer for me. What would I include? 3 or 4 fair decks. Blue-Red Delver, Jeskai Queller, Green-Black Rock, And I'd probably have to think on the third one. Honestly, if you want recommendations for sweet decks on my website has things you can filter. There's a search function. You can filter by archetype, by how competitive I think they are. So magicesports.net, click modern decks. Those are my recommendations. Only 4 caverns in this deck might be a bit of a mistake too. That would allow us to play through Chalice of the Void a lot better. Actually, just can't take this card off the table the way this deck is constructed. I don't know. It depends on your we don't like, there aren't super clear-cut definitions for what people mean when they say fair and unfair. So I'm going to take their Spatial Contortion here to kind of force them to be mana inefficient this turn. I don't know. Is it a fair deck? It's like fair adjacent, I guess, but at the same time, it's like Death Shadow has Temur Battle Rage and can kill you on turn 3, right? Elves has a Nutstraw that can kill you on turn 3. Like, are these the fair things that we can be doing in the format? Yeah, being pedantic and arguing about the definitions of jargon is definitely like peak Magic player. Hopefully they just never draw a third land and die this game. Ha! Nice expedition map. Trigger. That's just good deck building right there. That's just superb, excellent deck building. Avenue Q. There's a title I haven't heard in a long time. Are they dead? They might just be dead. Welcome to Grizzly Bear Tribal. Enjoy your beatdown. Nice Tron deck. The intersection of Muppets and musicals is where Burgle lives. Is the Tempest or Remote jargon? Good question. Good question. They're not like, so I'll give you Burn and Death Shadow produce interactive games, but like Elves really isn't trying to be interactive. So the definition I'm about to give, obviously there's some exceptions to it, but in general, the best definition I ever heard of interactive versus non-interactive in Magic is that if you are playing against a deck of 60 basic forests and your deck has no dead draws in it, your deck is not interactive. That, in my opinion, that is the closest thing I have ever heard to a one-size-fits-all, is my deck interactive or not? And obviously, Magic is a game that is just like real life. Many shades of gray and strict definitions don't really work a lot of the time. But that is the closest thing I have ever heard to a strict definition that sounded reasonable when it comes to interactive and fair and unfair and all that jazz. Thanks for the 5 months, Hostage. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. How many shades? 30, 40, maybe even close to 50 different shades of gray. There's a lot of them out there. These Tidehollow Scullers have been A+ so far. This is my Hateful Bear. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Next turn, we get to go Thoughtseize plus Cryptbreaker, which is nice. Throne of Geth allows you to sacrifice an artifact to proliferate. So our hand is Ancient Stirrings, Throne of Geth, Arcbound Worker. Really need a Path to Exile to crack this this hang boy here. Augur. Do I want to Thoughtseize this turn? We did beat Badtron. I think I want to Thoughtseize this turn. I also don't think I'm attacking this turn. So I'm going to see if I can draw a path. It's a Wayward Servant, sure. This isn't resource efficient to Thoughtseize this turn, but I think it's right. I think I want to grab this Ancient Stirrings before it does anything scary. It could be, though... It could be that... that this Throne of Geth is just scary enough. It's another Thoughtseize. So I don't know the last card in their hand. Land is pretty good. Hey, Color, thank you for the 7 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. And Sarnak, checking in for 2/3 of a year. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having an excellent day wherever you are. Wins via creature combat and does not cheat on mana. I mean, so by that definition, blue-white control in Modern is largely unfair. And again, like that's why, again, just like I think it's shades of gray. I really respect the contempt with which we are treating our own life total. Yep, Burgle, you get it. Brawl is coming to Arena with the fall set. What will it cost to have you play Brawl? We'll probably do those as normal donation decks. Just let them sit in the queue. Are we dead? No, they don't have what's it called yet? So probably okay. Trey and Tumos are like neck and neck. Do I have a 4-year badge yet? I don't. 47. I'll get a 4-year badge on my channel will have been partnered for 4 years starting next month. Wow, that's really aggressive. You could just take this hit. Yeah, hopefully they allow for Commander with historic cards in all the sets. That would be ideal. That would be ideal. Another reason it would be nice to have Kaladesh in older sets. I didn't die by not blocking here, right? This is 7, 8, 9. I'm going to 4 here. I'm at a virtual 4 because of the Walking Ballista. So this deals 6 with Wayward Servant in play, which is nice. All right, so we want to draw a land here. Untapped land. So if I do this, I can do this. Maybe, yeah. I mean, never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by incompetence, so the fact that their software is bad could very reasonably be the reason. So if I attack with everything here, I probably die on the backswing. I can leave this back as a blocker, though. This has to be a blocker. And then I probably don't die, because this only goes to... If I attack with everything, they're obligated to block, right? Because this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, they have to block with the Walking Ballista or they're dead. And they might mess that math up. The math is all on board, but they are dead if they don't. I believe it's 14 actually, right? Because this does 4 when it comes back, and then it adds a counter here. So this is 5, 6, 7 even really, because I can sack it again. So I'm basically attacking for 8, and I have an additional 7 in the tank here, if they don't block. Yeah, good block on their part. Go. And then I've got a block here. And then we kill them on the backswing. This deck's been really neat. A lot of these creatures come together in a really nice way. A lot of great synergies. And they're all pretty cheap creatures that have the synergy stapled onto them. I remember when you played Zombos, you mentioned going infinite with Yawgmoth and Messenger. You know, I forgot about that. That might be better than the Diregraf Colossus. We'll have to see. We'll have to think about how Diregraf Colossus ends up. Aren't we dead on board if they proliferate, or am I missing? Are you missing my blocker? I block their 5/5. I take 4. Oh, you're saying I'll lose 1 from taking damage from Augur. Yeah, I can sack this and gain 2. That's what you're missing. So before this damage happens, I'm gonna sack this, which loses me 1 but gains me 2, so it nets me 1. And kill you. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Alright, so Path sounds great here. Fragmentize sounds fine. I think it's just a Thoughtseize out matchup. I just want cards that play to the board. I think Last Hope's probably too slow. I think I just want my base of stuff to be aggressive. Hey, Soldier Sui, thank you for the 18 months of Prime support there. There's a lot of great people you can give that to everyone. Thanks for sending it this way again. Good morning to everyone, by the way, folks. Happy Monday. We're heading into our second game of match 2 with this Black-White Zombies deck. This hand's like, okay. Not amazing, but fine. They have a particularly aggressive start. We could maybe get run over. Yeah, Leyline does stop modular. I didn't consider that. I feel like that's too narrow, but... Hey, Keel, welcome back for half a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And Quetzalcoatl, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub for the 7 months. Be sure to take a peek at the deck, Keel. Let me know if they'd like to bump up a lot sooner. The Steel Overseer is just very quickly going to run away with the game here. We have a second one. Yikes. I'm not sure we're going to be able to recover from that. For the people asking, yes. Right Land of the Void stops all dice triggers. All right, well, we can now spend 1 black mana to give this a 1/1 counter and drain them. This is a Walking Ballista I'm going to concede. Not beating Walking Ballista plus double Overseer. That game was a good example of why I mostly want cards that play to the board and how they can kill us even without Leyline. This is our 1 basic planes in this deck, and I think we got a mulligan this hand because of it. This is super unfortunate. I think this is in the realm of keepable. I wouldn't fault anyone for mulliganing this hand, but definitely of the YOLO state of mind. Mini Koopa coming in hot with a 12 months of support. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. Dunk. Definitely drawing a card. Pretty sure I'm drawing a card. I think regardless of whether or not we draw a land, we're drawing a card. Or not. Sometimes that power is taken away from you. Really? Okay. Huh. I think I'm okay with that exchange. Yeah, it just happened to work out that it's Scape Shift Day. It's funny, the deck after Naya Feather is actually banned Scape Shift too. So there's plenty in the queue. Yikes. Would not be surprised to see this come down and shoot the Cryptbreaker here. Just to keep us off balance, deny us the Gravecrawler return. Really? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think we're dead here at this point. I think we could have missed on a land and been okay there for like a turn or two, but missing for the third turn means we're gonna be too far behind. They announced 0 fairies in the new set. That's not true. That random screenshot was that random thing was photoshopped. You believing it is a great example of why our political culture in the United States is what it is today, with so many boomers sharing actual fake news on Facebook and believing it. Yay, Chalice of the Void. Alright. I think it's right to play my Crawler on 1 most of the time against a Tron land, but still feels bad, man. I think I'm just gonna take their Witch Member here. Just like keep them off my creatures' backs. Now the real question is, do I play Geralf's Messenger here, or do I do Diregraf Colossus? I probably Colossus first and start going wide, huh? Because they're gonna have a TKS next turn anyways, so the Geralf's Messenger doesn't really attack profitably into that anyways. I think most mid-range ramp decks should probably be playing some Field of the Dead and Scape Shift. I think it's going to very quickly become apparent that that's something you should be doing. This was an excellent draw. With Urborg out, we can play this, we can use the side. Is my opponent conceding, or is Moto just locking up? Oh, gosh. Oh, I'm dumb. I could have just cast this Gravecrawler 4 times because of the Chalice, huh? That would have been way better, right? I'd have had 4 2/2s. The problem here is that because Modern's a fun interactive format, and not a miserable prison format, Karn the Great Creator is going to get a bridge here soon. So next turn it might be too late to do that. Is the issue. Ooh, they didn't play the Karn. That's exciting. Nice. This is just excellent deck building. Really, really applaud the deck building. That has happened already today. I'm not attacking with this because I want them to have fewer chances to hit Tron. Go. No, I don't want to attack with the Messenger. Because I want them to have fewer chances to hit their third Tron piece. Because Karn drop bridge is the way I lose here. We should put Chalice in our deck. Thanks for showing me you have Ensnaring Bridge. Attack you for lethal. Alright, excellent. Good use of our time. Good use of our time. It's like I have a lot of ones. Am I supposed to trim ones for more expensive spells in this matchup? Like, am I supposed to bring these in over 1-drops just to, like, cut my curve down? I don't know that I really want to cut any of my zombies, though. And I feel like I want Thoughtseize and Path here, right? I think I'm just going to run it back. Yeah, they might not even leave it in after that bad experience, and like if they do, we can still win games through it, I think. Maybe we'll reconsider when we're on the play for the third game, like bringing in some 3s, because the 3s are better on the play too as well. But both Thoughtseize and Path are like very reasonable here. And in comparison to the Pauper League, we are heading into game 2 of match 3, and we've been playing this deck for 35 minutes. For those that missed Pauper this morning, we played for 1 hour and 40 minutes, and we played 4 games of Magic. Oh, yeah, we also have 2 Caverns, which help us against Chalice of the Void. How were the games? We won every game we played. We did not lose a game. I'm gonna drop that league at 2-0. I regret playing that deck. So part of the problem with it is that because I don't have any experience with Pauper, the first few leagues have been kind of frustrating for a variety of reasons, mostly related to deck selection. And like, well, even if I enjoyed that game, if you compare it to like, you know, unless I drop the league at 2 games like I did there, I basically need to, I think I take the Karn here. I basically would like to play out that league, I would have to charge 3 or 4 times as much as I do for a modern deck, right? Because like, if I can play 2 or 3 modern decks in that time, my frame is still white. Blue and white, let's fix that. Thank you, good call. Just naturally drew the Tron piece, because why not? Welcome to Tron. Welcome to Tron, enjoy your stay. What's the Pauper deck? Blue-white Ghostly Flicker combo. So I'll go Tron Piece, Mindstone, Mindstone, Thought-Knot Seer, unless they drew something better here. You're not wrong, Burgle. You're not wrong. And we drew a good one ourselves here. I'm gonna go ahead and pass back. If they attack with this Thought-Knot Seer, I'm gonna draw 6 cards. So that sounds great. We fooled their disruption deck by playing nothing but bad cards. It's the real line. Eldrazi hurts itself in confusion. Listen, at least on my tombstone after this game, it's gonna read, he died doing what he loved. At least it'll read that. And I just can't beat this getting the lock piece next turn. I think I'm happy with how we sideboarded. I'm gonna run it back. We died with a grip full of cards. You're not wrong. Yeah, this looks great. I like my 1-drop garbage zombies, Burgle. Thank you very much. I think I'm supposed to Thoughtseize on one. It's a lot less damage, but taking a map is pretty important, I think. He says as he takes a map and denies his opponent Tron. And by denies them Tron, I mean they're going to have Tron on 3 anyways, because that's how this matchup works. But, you know, details. Cryptbreaker's not a bad pickup. Get to draw some cards that way. Karn, the Great Creator. I think we're on the draw a Thoughtseize or another discard spell before they get to all is Dust mana plan. I think that's the line. Yeah, of course we want to do triple black next turn, Burgle. Urborg is our savior. Whoa. Is their deck broken? I'm really confused. Do you think they can file for compensation? Well, there's the Thoughtseize I wanted to draw that I now can't cast. Maybe I should have just attacked for 6 here. Yeah, I should have just attacked for 6 here. If I'd attacked for 6, I'd have put him to 14. I think I still have them dead in 2 regardless, right? Their hand right now is All Is Dust, Wormcoil, and then cards. I don't know. Yeah, because this is 8, right? So I need to dodge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to dodge Eldrazi Temple and Tron Mana next turn. So I attack for 8. This puts them to 11, and then I put in a zombie, which puts them to 10, and then I have a bunch of 2-power guys. Okie dokie. Tron Killer. The real Tron Killer was the fun we had along the way the whole time. Urborg lets them pay for Dismember. Can someone do me a favor and try typing !record in chat? I want to see that should get rid of it. Perfect. Instead of it saying this command has been disabled, it just got rid of it. So, opponent played turn 1 Flooded Strand, which means this Path to Exile is likely just a dead draw, so naturally we drew the second copy of Path on turn 2. Welcome to Thunderdome, enjoy your stay. Maybe they're Jeskai tempo, maybe. I mean, that's not even really a modern thing anymore, Adrian. Like, there are a number of decks in Standard that have a very similar experience. It's just the Magic experience. When you're playing interactive elements in your cards, you're going to have games where they just don't do anything. The Jeskai Tempo deck we play plays 2 field in the main deck, just for reference. Main deck Surgical Extraction. I mean, the rest of their hand doesn't do anything. Since we have Cavern of Souls, so, you know. Guess we won't be too salty. Yeah, their hand is a little bit mediocre at least. We got main deck Unmoored egoed the other day. Was quite the experience. Alright, am I attacking for 3 here? I don't think I am, actually. I'm gonna ditch a Path. And then draw a card. My sponsor, MTGO Traders, provides me with cards I need to play various decks on Magic Online, lazy man. Otherwise, you have to pay dollar bills for them, just like in paper. I think Mystic Forge has a chance in a Modern Affinity Shell. Maybe? It's probably less awkward than what's it called? Frenzy to set a bar that's low. Hey, Zuchin, it did go through. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. They have a path here. I might see them path the Cryptbreaker. Stop my card advantage from here. Yep. Not too surprising. Thoughtseize is a good pickup. Definitely lead on that one. You know about Spell Pierce and Mana Leak here? Jace, the Wallet Sculptor, and then things we don't really care about. Yeah, man, I think I just take the Jace here. Like, attack for 6 and just, like, hope we have another game where my opponent just doesn't make any meaningful plays. The J-Rock coming in hot with the 7-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. You played Eldrazi Tron twice, and now you're playing against Tronless Tron. Hey, look. Another Cavern of Souls. Zombie, zombie, zombie. Would you like to mana leak my Augur? You are welcome to, and I will pay 3 mana for it. But if you don't, I'm gonna play a Diregraf Colossus. That's what this tank is about here. They see that I didn't activate Cavern, so they're debating on just like me using. There should definitely be 4 Caverns in this deck. How many white sources? How many non-Cavern white sources does this deck have? For just like Path Exiles and a couple of sideboard cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have 16 for these Path to Exiles. Yeah, there should. I didn't take a huge look. So I forgot to put my stuff together over the weekend for this deck. I was like putting together stuff this morning for it, and I didn't give the mana base a huge vetting. But yeah, not having 4 Caverns is a big miss, I think. This seems fine. Honestly, I'm gonna cut these and do that. No, the Polluted Delta should be a Cavern of Souls, almost certainly. And even if it wasn't going to be Cavern of Souls, Polluted Delta is better in this deck because fetching Godless Shrine is better than fetching basic planes a lot of the time in my deck that has triple black and double black cards in it. Basic planes is frequently going to be a card I don't want. Seems pretty reasonable. Yeah. If I cut 2 non-Cavern white sources for Caverns, we still have 14 white sources to cast Path to Exile, which is fine. Like, you generally don't need to cast Path till turn like 3 or 4 a lot of games, and 14 is plenty to do that. $75 for Cavern of Souls. Yay, secondary markets. Woo, secondary markets. In Burgle's defense, Nivik said they wanted to get to 99 timeouts today, and that puts them to 97, so... Yeah, I'm adding anti-scape shift cards to every deck we play today in Standard. Yeah, Mayhem Devil. Aristocrat seems like a great choice. Like, it's just an aggressive deck that can beat down the Scapeshift decks. You have four Mayhem Devils as a main deck hit card. Scapeshift was 8 of the top 16 decks at the Grand Prix that had no coverage this weekend. Is it crazy to just take Path to Exile here? I'm going to take Path to Exile rather than the Supreme Verdict, I think. How many timeouts are you at, Anner? Looks like you have 51. Magic is fun. Magic is fun. All right, so I think I want to just play this because it gives me the highest probability of killing Teferi next turn. Hey, Theo, good luck. It's 100% Bant, yep. There's not a command, but mods can click on users and tell them their current timeout count. Oh, that's true. They can Verdict on our turn if they really want. But then they're trading Verdict for half a messenger, so I think I'm okay with that. That is an unfortunate draw for us. That is a very good draw, though. Can I concede? Who wants to concede? Sunko, thanks for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. I'm going to take the Teferi. I'm going to play Gravecrawler and Cryptbreaker here as a way to incentivize them to Supreme Verdict. And then hopefully we hit a land and double Undead Augur next turn and maybe slog this out. So they can Verdict at instant speed, but they're going to have to choose whether or not they want to save their Teferi or not. I mean, so one of the things Panza that players are really bad at evaluating is that newer players in my experience always complain that their aggro decks aren't good enough when they get into this mid to late game portion because they expect every deck to be able to just generate infinite card advantage. And like our deck has some card advantage elements to it, but like the fact that our deck's power level is dropping off once we get past turn, let's say 5, is to be expected. That's just how this works. That's like classic Magic theory, right? Like, if aggro decks had the same staying power past turn 5 as midrange and control decks, there'd be no reason to ever play a midrange or control deck. Yes, they can snap back for it. The fact that we missed our untapped land here probably means this is over. I guess if they Verdict to save this, I can go Augur plus bring back Gravecrawler and maybe still be in it. Bye, friends. And, like, this Supreme Verdict, like, feels bad from an emotional perspective, but, like, it's basically a 1-for-1, right? Now, they could Snapcaster here. Snapcaster, Path the Gravecrawler, block the Cryptbreaker. We could see that happen. But again, while like this is an annoying, frustrating situation to be in, our opponent doesn't currently have a sustained source of card advantage like a Jace or a 5-mana Teferi, so we're actually still potentially okay here. Tronless Tron's Tron is a clear board and a source of recurring card advantage. Yeah, exactly. And as long as they're lacking that recurring source of card advantage, we do actually have a very reasonable spot. Hey, Solinari. Well, thank you for being here for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Blue-white control is very similar to the types of matchups that Green Tron has in Modern, Dude Light. It beats up on the people that are putting cards in their deck to be interactive. So they have Supreme Verdict and Cryptic Command in their hand. Well, that's one way to force the issue. This might just eat a Cryptic Command. This card's been really good. Like, this card's, like, already close to Modern playable, and then when you add in the fact that it gains some synergies in this deck, it feels very, very reasonable. And, like, they can't just Supreme Verdict in response to the trigger, because if they do that, they lose their Cryptic Command permanently, and I draw 2 cards. Almost Modern playable like everything I play. You just described my deck selection, Jeff. I think I just take the Verdict, right? Supreme Verdict is a Kaya's Wrath that cannot be countered. Destroys all of the creatures. Destroys all of the creatures. You're gonna field me and then cryptic me. Yep. As you will, opponent, as you will. Oh, I shall sit here and flail and cry. Why did I not play Augur after combat? Because I didn't want them to block my attacking Augur with a Celestial Colonnade. I don't think that trade is profitable for me. If someone thinks it's profitable for me to just let them block this so I can cast another one, please explain your position, because I disagree with you. That's why I didn't do it. So by playing that pre-combat, we forced my opponent to make the decision, do they want to counter or keep their Teferi higher? And I'm going to go ahead and concede to this Narset here, because 1, it's miserable, but 2, that kind of locks off our last part of the game, right? Like their prison has been assembled. My Augur of the Dead is no longer card advantage for us. You know, honestly, I think this Colossus is worse than this Fulminator Mage. That's fair. Moto cards are tiny. A big fan of Fulminator Mage against all Tron decks. Yep. Yeah, like I said, like, I just, like, can't even fathom, like, if WotC had taken, like, a tiny amount of money that they've pumped into trying to make Magic the failing esport that it is, to, like, instead do things like an overlay for Magic Online, and making sure the overlay for Arena is always updated the day of set release when it's most important to have access to it. I just feel like the way they allocate their resources is just really not ideal. It's gonna be interesting to see how long they run head first down the esports timeline. I'm not sure this deck wants more than 4 discard spells. I think I want to just take the Path to Exile here. That was an awesome draw. Vomit. Vomit. So I think I take this, and then I think I do this and take their 3-mana Teferi and then plan to Stone Rain them next turn. I think the line is just hope to get under them, right? And, like, obviously they have an opt and a draw step here and could, like, hit a Snapcaster Mage or another Path to Exile or, like, a Detention Sphere, or, like, a variety of things that are bad for us, but I'm not sure that we have the tools to really beat those things going along anyways, so let's just, like, cross our fingers, clench our butt cheeks, and hope for the best. Just submitted my first application on my new job hunt. Thanks to Jeff for the amazing and distracting content and the best community around. Put these towards some Just Kind nonsense and standard. Will do, Twin. Thanks for the biddies, and good luck on the job hunt. Opponent bottomed with the opt. Tank bottom. Fingers crossed, that bodes well for our hero. I'm going to lead on Fulminator Mage pre-combat, because this way if my opponent has a Snapcaster Mage, they are forced to use it before I attack with both of my things and get 2 for 1. Their hand is Cryptic Command, Jace the Mind Sculptor, and then 2 cards I do not know. Well, I mean, we kind of played around the Snapcaster Mage here, but I'm genuinely not sure if we can beat this draw. Genuinely not sure we can beat this draw. Maybe we'll be really fortunate and they're going to fail to draw a 3rd land again next turn. But, like, if they have a 3rd land, they're just like, play Teferi, bounce your Wayward Servant, hit my land drops, play Jace, play Cryptic Command. The rest is kind of, like, elementary from there. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Running hot, chat. Running hot. All right. Would you like to trade with my Wayward Servant? I'd like if you trade with my Wayward Servant. I'd draw 2 cards. Land, detention sphere, your augurs. Woohoo! We're doing it! We're doing it! Listen, chat, this is why Magic's great. Because even when your deck's unplayable, sometimes they don't draw lands. We're so good at this when our opponent doesn't play Magic. Jeff just described Ponza. Concede. Concede. We did it. We did it. Yeah, I would like the record to reflect it wasn't that my opponent was incredibly unlucky. We interacted with their Celestial Colonnade, and they lost because of it. We won because our deck was incredibly interactive. We're 3-1. We lost to Hardened Scales. That's true. We did Thoughtseize them twice. It's a fair assessment. My body is ready to 3-2. We're like getting close-ish to when we normally start standard, but I'm gonna play the last one. This deck's been reasonable. I'm a fan of the Grizzly Zombie Beatdown. Just mono 2 power creatures coming at you. I have the capacity to run late today too, so if this runs a little bit late, we can run long with standard as well. How much better would this deck be with Lightning Skelemental? Well, that's not a zombie, it's a skeleton burgle. Do you need a refresher course in Undead and Enemy? Catch you later, Dude Light. I don't think I need to Sculler next turn. So I think I'm actually going to Wayward Servant because it ultimately ends up putting more pressure on. I mean, like, even if they Azusa me next turn, Burgle, they're not tightening me. They have to have, like, exactly second Amulet plus Azusa. And I think if they have second Amulet plus Azusa, I'm okay dying to that. No, I think that's fine. I think I'd rather, in general, I'd rather be Scullering, like, their actual Titans. Like, take their actual threats. Like, their deck is all mana. Someone asked for well, are we dead? We might have died. Might have died by mistake. Oh! Oh, just triple amulet, you say? Is that all? Did I miss anything? Alright. This is the part where they show me 2 Titans and I concede. Woohoo! Alright. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Let's keep running hot, chat. Let's keep running hot. That's what I'm talking about. Need a big set of fatty bricks, please. I posted on Twitter some of my thoughts on... Standard. Where was it? There's some thoughts on Standard. Yeah, I mean, anybody who's read this book before knows they're about to cast a Primeval Titan, right? Like, that's just how this works. We did it! We are running so hot this morning. And not even that our deck's running good. We're just running hot and proportion to like what our opponent's deck is able to do. All right, so let's do this. Mageologist, thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. All right, well, they're dead next turn. So, attack you. One more brick. One more brick. One more brick. Oh no, one more brick. One more brick. Triple amulet means the Titan attacks for 24. Triple amulet means the Titan attacks for 24. Which actually means I'm not dead, right? Because I'm at 23 and have 3 toughness. Hoo-hoo! Hoo-hoo! Did we do it? Did we do it? We might have done it. We might have done it. And it'll have trample and double strike. So if they hit a Titan here, they can hit us for 24 trample double strike. Imagine blocking in modern, right? Listen, my deck is full of grizzly bears and jackal pups. We do a lot of blocking around here, okay? Don't you judge me. What are the odds the bag of cherries in my fridge from last week are still good? Let's find out. Cold Shoulder, thanks for the 13 months. I appreciate that. They don't have enough. All right, so they did that for 2. Sure. I didn't get Undead Augur into play here, which is gonna punish us. If I had Undead Augur, have we gotten to draw a bunch of cards here? So, I get to draw. And then we get to feed the feeder, right? And they already played a land, right? They already played their land drop for the turn. We're back! Guess who's back? Back again. Admiral's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Thank you for the 18 months, Admiral, on the very generous tier 3 at that. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Trip Amulet usually means 3 attacking double striking Titans. Yeah, actually that's probably true. Good thing we're lucky. All right, Path to Exile sounds fine here. Fulminator Mage sounds fine here. I'm gonna cut this Diregraf Colossus. I'm gonna cut these Unearths. I'm gonna cut one other thing. Is Geralf's Messenger the final cut? What do we think of cutting old Jerry boy? Maybe Undead Augur. Do I need the grind from Undead Augur? Maybe I don't need the grind from Cryptbreaker. That's probably it, right? I probably don't want the grind from Cryptbreaker. What do we? It's this, or this. This is 3 mana. 3 mana is a lot of mana in Modern. Maybe that's the cut. Yeah, do I want Fragmentize to kill amulets? I guess I probably race them okay if I kill amulets, huh? Is that too much interaction, though? Remember, every piece of interaction I bring in dilutes my game plan. So, like, this is already, like, 11 pieces of interaction. So I feel like I don't want to trim my core anymore. I'm gonna only do 3 paths. I think there's a lot of the time where they play a Titan where I just can't win anyways. Yeah, let's do. I'm gonna trim 1 Messenger and 1 Path to Exile. The cherries appear to still be good for people who are worried. Legacy decks need a little bit of a bump on top of tier 3 Admiral. They're a 50 minimum. I think I mulligan this. I don't know. I have Thoughtseize, and this is a redraw. I'm gonna take a do-over. We have a London mulligan. We're gonna keep this one. We are gonna play Temur Agent Pig next. We are in fact gonna play Temur Agent Pig next. But it also went to 6. We'll throw a Cryptbreaker back. I might have been wrong, and I also might have just eaten a moldy cherry. Pray for me, chat. Pray for me. We're gonna be okay. It builds the immunities, right? It builds the immunities. Alright, so like, they're gonna get to put, it's just protein, right? They're gonna get to put a land into play on the turn, which puts them up to 3 mana. And they have 4/5 on their next turn. I probably want to Thoughtseize them before they can card me. This means I can't double spell next turn guaranteed, but I think this is correct to Thoughtseize here. We did play Blue-White Familiars today as the first deck, Vortex. We won all of our games, but they went incredibly slow. We played 4 games in 1 hour and 40 minutes. And not 4 matches, 4 games. That sounds about right, yeah. I mean, yeah, I play games for a given amount of time. So after, I play decks for a minimum of 2 matches, and usually about 90 minutes, so. Once we hit 1 hour 40, it was time to move on to the next deck. Yeah, I am probably going to drop the league, because it's probably not worth my time to continue playing it out. Yeah, if you go to dailymtg.com, there's a link to the crude coverage page that Channel Fireball puts up. There aren't even export deck buttons on that page. But the page exists at least, I guess. This is the part where we get locked out of the game, right? Feels like this is the part where we get locked out of the game. No, they just don't want us to be able to kill the card in combat, Burgle. Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know. They might just be waiting. They might just be waiting so that way they can get the full lock, Burgle. Although I guess if they cast that Exile, I could just attack the Karn down and then it's not a full lock. Offering this trade might be wrong. Yeah, offering this trade might be wrong. I think that was probably wrong. Probably just supposed to attack with these two. Because now I don't have anything meaningful to sit here and do. That's a Worm Coil Engine. Yep. Alright. We got 3 paths in our deck that we're going to draw. This is the part where we draw Fragmentize instead of the path. Alright. Oh-ho. We're halfway there. Oh-ho. Living on a prayer. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. Do-do. We're chump blocking here because they can give this double strike and put us to 3. And I need my health total to be able to draw cards with these zombies. If we can find our way into a path to exile here, we might still be okay. He says as he puts another brick into play. Into his hand. Get to start pumping out zomboys and girls with the old Cryptbreaker here. Opponent's going up to like 40 something this turn though. Yeah, it'd been a while since my hair had been pink, so I pulled the pink off of a few places. And put my Jester logo back up. That was a good draw. Pay a mana, draw a card, do-da, do-da, bum, ba-da-ba-bum. Bum ba-da-dum, bum ba-da-ba-dum, bum 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 ba-da-ba-bum. The Fulminator might be worth taking them off of Double Strike. I don't think so. I think I just need to churn through my deck. It's like 3 cards I have to decline drawing. It's a real shame the Wayward Servant went away. Because Wayward Servant would let us gain life back while we do this, which would be nice. Maybe this is the Fragmentize that would have been a Geralf's Messenger. Hey, heyo, heyo. Do I wanna? Oh, I should have sacked it to prevent the life gain. Yes, I definitely should have. I don't know if I want to cast this other Augur yet or not. Making all of my zombies kill me potentially seems loose. I mean, we have a lot of lands in hand, but, like, we've also just, like, drawn a lot of... We've also just, like, drawn a lot of cards this game, right? It's like it's kind of to be expected in the games where you draw a lot of cards, you're going to see a lot of lands. So let's undie this, draw another card. And then, do I want to sack this to itself, or do I want to go get a swamp? I think I actually want to go get a swamp, huh? I think I also want to cash in at least one more of these for a card. They want to trade these, I'm okay with that. Alright, they're at 39, but I also let them draw an extra card. Or let them gain 6 extra life. I didn't have to let them gain. God, those were good draws. Oh, did I mess this up? Yeah, I totally could have played this Plains to cast this Wayward. Now I'm gonna have to take some damage that I didn't otherwise have to take. I guess that's not true. I can do this, cast Gravecrawler from here, and then use the Cryptbreaker this turn. fine. Hey, Neil, thanks for the quarter of a year support. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. The new Underlords patch was kind of medium. They made it really aggressive and fast, but they also said they're going to be changing a few things today, so we'll see how that goes. We're pathing that one, sure. I don't have any basics left to go get. Yeah, the game's definitely not decided by 5-cost characters anymore, because all the games end really brutal and quickly. Yeah, I agree. I know our opponent's draw hasn't been amazing, but the synergies that this deck has in it are really kind of awesome. I actually probably shouldn't play this Undead Augur. No, I don't die to a sweeper, because if they sweep the board, I can sack the Augur to Carrion Feeder in response. Oh, I can't, dang it. I tapped wrong. I wanted to activate Cryptbreaker this turn too. And now I cannot. Yeah, I have a frame for all the single colors and 2-color combinations, as well as a 5-color frame. Oh, no. I messed up. Oh, I punted. They get to attack with this because I didn't play the Fulminator Mage. They get to get a bounce land, they get to get a bounce land and their haste land, and then pick the haste land up, play it, and then activate it and attack. And then I'm actually dead. No, the Carrion Feeder can't block. That's not the rules text on this card. That's really unfortunate. So, good top deck by the opponent there, but I could have played... I don't know if I win the game ultimately. Oh, I could have drawn for Path. Oh, jeez. It's going to be there too, isn't it? There's 2 more in my deck, and I could have drawn 2 cards. Oh, it's totally going to be there. Whew. Whew. All right, it wasn't there. I could have also potentially have played out the Wayward to get more draws there at the end, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. That was a good game. The deck was really impressive that game. I definitely should have played Fulminator Mage there to play around the Slayer Stronghold pick back up off the Titan. People who can't look at the end and then not have it impact their future decisions need to get better at decision making. Need to separate themselves from making the ability to make decisions that are good probabilistic decisions. Yeah, I agree. A lot of the Zombears draw a lot of cards, which is fun. Definitely gonna do this on one, I think. They must just be assuming we have Damping Sphere in our 75, huh? Which is not a terrible assumption. Do you have any suggestions for improving your probabilistic decision making? Yeah, take a stats class. I guess the downside to this is I can't start making zombies on 3 if I brick off, but yeah, Cryptbreaker is really sweet. Card's been great. Save up your variants first, yeah. Any 1 or 2 mana spell would have been awesome there. Instead, we drew another brick. Any 1 or 2 mana zombies, great next turn, so lets us activate Cryptbreaker plus play a thing plus draw a card. So our hand right now is Slayer Stronghold, Geralf, Forest. A couple cards we don't know. Is Fulminator Mage lethal here? Fulminator Mage is lethal. We didn't show them that one, so we've got 3 out of 51 to just end the game on the spot here. Any 1 or 2 cost zombie would be an okay secondary draw. I'm like, maybe that could have been a Geralf's Messenger in some worlds. Still wouldn't have been a 1 or 2 cost zombie. It would have been better than this brick. Brick by Glorious Brick. Yeah, this would be pretty close to being a deck in the new non-rotating format if they went back to Eldritch Moon. So I think the play here is activate this, discard this. Cast this from my graveyard. Draw a Tidehollow Sculler here so we cannot die next turn. Alright. They need a specific land to be able to tighten an attack next turn, right? We got a lot of power in play here. So we're attacking for 2. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 9 power in play. We Thoughtseize them on 1. They had nothing. They drew Ramp Spell Titan off the top of their deck. Welcome to Magic. Enjoy your stay. I could have maybe not died in the first game, in the second game, but not really a whole lot we could do here. Magic's just an incredibly high variance game. Yep. This is the last match of Modern. Last game of Modern. If we get a path to Exile, like we get a few draws here, so if we get a path to Exile next turn, maybe we still have a chance. They just had Gemstone Mine in their hand, yep. I'm not a vegetarian for ethical or health reasons. I'm a vegetarian because I don't really care for meat. You should just eat the things you like. And that's what I do. I'm going to throw Augur under a bus here, not because gaining 2 is meaningful, but because I want to draw a card. I don't know. They have enough mana to play, search for Titan, play Titan, attack with Titan, right? I think. But we also might just have enough to kill them through that next turn. If this had been a card with text, we might have done it. Alright, I think we just hope we don't die. Alright, please don't kill me. So they have 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 mana. And they need 3 to search a Titan, 6 to cast it as 9, 6 to activate it as 12, and they have 15. They just have Summoner's Pact naturally. I think Natty Summoner's Pact kills us. Does Natty Summoner's Pact leave me exactly dead? Because now they have enough mana to activate the double strike land this turn, I think. Because it's 6, 3, and 5. 6, 3, 5 is 11, 14. So I believe they can Slayer Stronghold and double strike it. And I'm at 16, so this will be an 8 double strike plus 1, so my 1 blocker is meaningless. They have the double strike land in their hand. We getting engineered explosives? Well, no, they can. So they can get the double strike land with a bounce land and then pick the double strike land up and then replay it. So they don't get extra mana off the Primeval Titan triggers, but they do get the ability to get a land and then replay it. Which is why that just requires a lot of extra mana, but they have a lot of mana here. Yeah, Amulet's sweet. It's a shame that it's not very good, but it's definitely sweet. It's doing neat things. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're just getting another Titan here, sure. So what are we? They have another Vesuva? If they play a second Titan, can they still attack with the Titan this turn? They can't activate and replay Distinction without an amulet. I think they can attack. They definitely have land drops. They can attack with 1 Titan this turn. So one of these Titans is attacking. Yeah, I think they miss lethal too. I'm pretty sure they could have killed me this turn with the find the double strike land plus bounce land, pick it up, replay it, attack with everything, make what the 8/6 double strike. I'm pretty sure they miss lethal this turn. I'm not sure if we can kill them on the backswing to punish them, but I'm pretty confident we were supposed to be dead this turn. Maybe they just wanted to play around my last card being Path to Exile, which is, like, not completely unreasonable. Oh, I hate everything. I hate everything all the time, chat. I hate all of it all the time. Why did I board in these Fragmentizes? Who told me to board in these Fragmentizes? You're the worst. You just be like any other card, just any, like, double Geralf's Messenger, Path plus Geralf's Messenger. even a creature that let me sacrifice stuff would have been okay here. Because then I got into like use this and this. Would a Carrion Feeder have been lethal here? A Carrion Feeder might have been lethal, right? The Carrion Feeder would have done 3 with this, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus an attack. Yeah, Carrion Feeder would have been lethal. I think there's a chance I messed up the second game, but there wasn't a whole lot I could do here outside of sideboarding decisions. Yeah, I'm not sure if Fragmentize is worth it. It definitely looked not worth it there. I don't know, I was pretty impressed with this deck overall. It felt scrappy in a really, really pretty unique way. A lot of these 2/2s just have like nice bits of value strapped onto them with various different abilities, and like the fact that like this is like a close to modern playable card, and then when you add the extra synergies on top of it, it seems more than reasonable. Diregraf Colossus at the top end seems like some hot nonsense. I'm not really sure that this card is worth playing. Like the types of decks where you want this effect, I feel like they tend to have sweepers, which means this is not particularly good. I think that's about all I have. Kai's Guile is probably silly in the sideboard. Not really sure what that does. The deck definitely wants 4 Cavern of Souls. It can afford to cut like, I don't know, like a Delta and a Godless Shrine for 2 more Caverns almost certainly. The core idea of what was going on here felt good, and both Sculler and Wayward Servant felt very reasonable, and Path to Exile is just a great modern card.